Welcome back, and if you just happen to tune in, a very good morning and a warm welcome to Tuesday's edition of Rise and Shine. As promised, we are back in studios with our guests. As I told you at the very beginning, they are not guests, they are part of our own family at SLRC. Well, Sharon, a very good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
And a good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine.
Thank you very much. Very good morning to both of you as well.
Well, Sharon, I'm not going to ask you like how we're doing early morning.
Did you mention his name? His first time on Rise and Shine.
Yeah, Dushan was. It's a household name. Anybody, all corners of the island knows Dushan was.
Really?
And, well, Sharon, I'm not going to ask you how we're doing early morning, but as far as I know that you're not a morning person.
Not at all, in fact, actually. Generally, it's around 7:30, 8 o'clock. The best. Because, with the news and other, functions and the gatherings around, generally we wake up around, say, 7:30, 8. So that's like the earliest. And, it's kind of a strange wake-up call for me this morning.
At least 7:38 is good rather than 9 or 10.
Oh, yeah.
Sound a little.
Like what?
No, with the family commitments, I would say.
So, how are things in life?
Good, Birendra. Going on smoothly, and myself and Sharon won this particular award, the best TV presenters for years 2011 and 12 recently. And with that, in fact, actually the reception and kind of the recognition that we are getting from the society and the other
Even from SLRC.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. And of course, if you go to see, it's another big challenge that we have to look up ahead because one by one, each task that we achieve, it takes us into a different level. So,
and we have the award right in front of us, and this is actually
Vasa's
awards.
I actually forgot
Sharon
mine.
has forgotten the award, but
to bring it.
Vas, you won the award for year 2011, and that's your second consecutive.
Won it for the year 2010 performance as well, and this was 2011, and Sharon won it for
2012. And I was very honored to receive the state award. It's my first, and Vas would know more about it.
We'll talk about the award ceremony and other awards. We'll take a look at this video clip and we'll talk about it further.
ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය නිෂ්පාදනය කළ සුනේත්‍රා කුමාරී අධ්‍යක්ෂණය කළ රූපාවලෝකනය වැඩසටහනයි. හොඳම ප්‍රවෘත්ති නිවේදක සම්මානය හිමි වූයේ ජාතික රූපවාහිනියේ නිෂාදී බණ්ඩාරනායකට. අයිනාලිකාවේ ෂැරොන් මස්ක්‍රීන්හස් හොඳම සම්ප්‍රවේශක ඉංග්‍රීසි සම්මානය හිමි කරගත්තාය. හොඳම සම්ප්‍රවේශක දෙමළ සම්මානය නේත්‍රා නාලිකාවේ ප්‍රදීප් ක්‍රූස් හිමි කරගත්තේය.
Oh, hi.
So
How is it
that's
like?
Sharon winning the award. And how is it like winning the award? I mean, you have won the Raigam Award last year. So how did you feel? I mean, this was unexpected.
It was
As you
definitely
said,
unexpected, and it was a state award. That's what was the bigger achievement in comparison to the Raigam Awards. So it was a program presenting again, whereas I had huge heights on news presenting. Let's see next time for a bigger, better target.
So let's talk about the Raigam Award as well. So, before we talk, we have a caller
We have
online.
a call online. Hello. Hello.
Hello, hi, good morning.
Good morning. May we know your name,
Sharon,
please?
can you guess who this is?
Hizbullah?
Sharon?
Yeah, she tells that you're Hizbullah.
This is Fazlullah.
Fazlullah, I knew I somewhere.
Good, it's very nice of you. And I would like to wish our Channel I, the director, the whole team, and also very special wishes to Dushan Vaz and my dear Sharon, all the best. And I would like to see some more awards you all are getting, because you all have the talent. You can't. And also I have seen in satellite channels, foreign channels, Indian and other channels, but you all have got the real talent, and the way you all present things and do, it's very nice. So my heartiest wishes for Sharon and Dushan. Thank you so much. I am Fazlullah from Gampola. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very
very
much, Fazlullah.
much.
Yep. Thank you so much for calling.
I got somewhere there.
Somewhere. So, Sharon, let's talk about the Raigam Award as well. So,
Like I said, Raigam Award, it was for last year, 2011, and that was also for program presenting. The main highlight was the first award for Rise and Shine, and of course the Red Bull X Fighters, where I really have to thank Amantha, Patum and Asoka, who was behind the cameras. Amantha actually gave me the freedom of giving me the mic and saying, do your thing. And that was how free it was, and I knew that it was clean of easing it out, because you can free yourself, and if you know what you're doing, you can do your best.
Yep,
okay.
true enough. So
Now, I think it's time
we
for us to
have
take a look at
this clip.
Vaz receiving the award.
All right.
ඒකනායක හොඳම ප්‍රවෘත්ති නිවේදක සම්මානයෙන් පිදුම් ලැබුවාය. හොඳම සම්ප්‍රවේශක ඉංග්‍රීසි මාධ්‍ය සම්මානය අයිනාලිකාවේ දුෂාන් වාස්ට හිමි විය. හොඳම ගායනයේ
Yeah, Vaz, how do you feel like when you're winning the same award for the second time? I mean, it's a great achievement.
Yes, of course. In fact, actually, in front of that kind of an August gathering, and my name was announced by another lovely presenter, who was the winner of the 2012. Sharon announced my name, and that was like, my parents were there in the audience, and it was a good experience, and yes, so that's how I felt it.
Okay.
Awesome.
I think it happened like the other way around for you as well.
Yeah,
Vaz
well,
announced your name.
yes, yes.
So,
And mind you, we didn't know the results until we opened
That was the best part of it.
envelope, yeah.
so
yeah.
Vaz, like just going back in the history, how do you start presenting?
It was way back at my school, Dimasari College, Kandana, and should remember one teacher who, in fact, actually, because our school initially we were not brought up in kind of an English background, and but there was one teacher who should remember his name, Mr. Hugh Opatha. He, in fact, actually taught me, especially to get this vocabulary in place and the good words in place, and a big thank you to him, Mr. Hugh Opatha. And after that, I was at the University of Kelaniya, and then started my career at the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. There, in fact, actually one Mr. Anura Fonseca, he helped me a lot, and to get in to this media sector, which was so competitive at that moment. And to Rupa Vahini, in fact, actually it was an accident. I met Mr. Faisal Bonso at one of the corridors at SLBC. From there only that he said, Vaz, why don't you give it a try? Because thank God I had I had a pastry with me. It was wrapped in a kind of an English newspaper, right? So he asked me to go through that English newspaper, to read that in front of him at the corridor. So that was an accident, and he said, you have a good tone, why don't you try? And so a big thank you to them, Mr. Faisal, Mr. Fonseca and Mr. Opatha.
And Vaz, there's a caller online.
Right.
We'll be
Hello?
back in conversation with you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Very good morning to you. May we know your name, please?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I want to thank both of your TV presenters.
Sure.
Yes.
TV presenters, and I am watching your program every day.
And he wants to thank
And,
you too, I think.
I want to ask from you. I am from faraway places from down south.
Right.
All right.
And
So,
I want to know how to improve English.
Ask and I
English
think
and,
answer on that.
How to speak like you. I want
Just-
to please tell me about the Sri Lankan school children, how to learn English. I want to know about both of them.
Yeah, if you can give like few
All
tips.
right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's actually,
Thank you so much for
Sharon is
calling.
good at that actually. I think she contacted a couple of programs for Rupavahini people as well.
Not that I'm
Yeah,
an elocution
he's
teacher
putting you
or
on
something.
spotlight,
He's,
no?
he's
Yeah.
putting me on the spot. What I would, I'm sure Vas could give another tip also. Read the daily newspaper, read it out loud, read it in front of a mirror. That would be the best way of bringing out your projection, your voicings, or whatever you have to do. Whether it's right or wrong, just try it out first as a basic start. And try associating new friends and make sure that you speak English itself. It's not that you speak different languages, then you won't get the hang of the subject, or neither would you be speaking the same language. So more on communication should be increased when it comes to speaking amongst your friends. And the simple thing is watch Rise and Shine and watch every other program in English.
English news on Channel
English
I.
news on
English news
Channel
on
I.
Channel I.
Yeah, because we bring you the entertainment, we educate you as well. And what more do you want when you have such good-looking people on TV?
Okay.
And one more thing, in
Yeah,
fact,
one more
actually,
thing, yeah.
the thing is actually now, when it comes to program presentation and news reading, totally different two games, in fact, because one would say that news reading is much easier because we are given generally the script just to read, but it's different where the news is you have to read it with kind of a credibility, and when it comes to like the statistics and the data, the presentation plays a big role in it. So, and at the same time, the program presentation and live commentary, because I have been part of all these, and you are doing it now, especially this Independence Day celebrations, the Victory Day celebrations, and like the war news reporting and all. There, the preparation, the pre-preparation is very much important, right?
You have to be accurate with statistics as well.
Not just statistics, because you are just talking to a camera which is in front of you, but you are talking to thousands of people who are behind the camera, right? There you cannot make a mistake, so which is quite important. So in that case, actually what I follow is that I do my rehearsals and I go in front of the camera with a plan, right? There, I mean, you can't do mistakes. So that's kind of one cardinal rule that I follow always.
We have another caller online.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Very good morning.
Dushan from Kardevu.
Yep, Pradarsan.
You want to speak to our guests?
Yeah, Sharon.
I wanna wish again to Mr. Watt and Sharon.
Thank you very
you
much.
so much.
Excellent performance.
Thank you.
You know, like Sharon said, they are entertained, they are educated. No, you are making excellent time every morning. Before I go to office, I watch you Rise and Shine, no?
Thank you very
Then
much.
it's a great boost for me.
Seeing
Okay,
Sharon on TV in the morning, yeah, I know.
I wish you all the best for the Rise and Shine team, for a betterment.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you very much, Priyadarshan. Well,
right.
see, rising sun.
And we are a boost.
Yeah,
Boost.
energy, source of energy.
All right.
Well, since Sharon has been on Rise and Shine earlier, I'm not going to ask this question again from her. Like from Vas, how did you feel like when you first presented the program on stage or behind a microphone or in front of
I
the
can
camera?
still remember my first presentation. Yeah, I did like a couple of live commentaries when Sri Lanka hosted the South Asian Games way back in 2008 or 9, if I'm not mistaken. And there I did like a couple of commentaries for volleyball games and some karate. And after that, the first major challenge was the Sri Lanka Development Forum, which was held at Galle. That was in 2008. There, I mean, that was like the first major thing that I hosted. And we brought the live coverage all the way from Lighthouse Galle. And there, in fact, actually, I kind of rehearsed in front of a mirror and what to say, and the statistics, the data, and everything. I rehearsed in front of the camera and by hearted everything, but which I'm going to deliver.
Okay, so that's
I think we
Vas's
have-
success story. And well, we have another caller online.
Hello.
I think calls are coming for Sharon.
A very good morning
Yes.
to you.
Very proud.
Good morning.
May we know your name, please?
I am Rukshan from Maratua.
Yeah, Rukshan.
Yes, I want to wish Vas and Sharon
all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And my favorite program is Shine.
Oh,
All the best to you both.
Thank
God
you
bless
so much.
God bless
I
you.
think
as well.
Thank you,
Sunanda has hit the top, I guess, if she is watching this show right now,
Yeah.
just to hear that so many people are watching.
Watching Sharon on Rise and
no,
Shine.
watching Rise and Shine. not watching-
All right, Sharon, let's go to how you started. I remember watching this the last time you came on Rise and Shine, or I don't know, maybe Nuga 7. You happened to say, everybody used to say, with two little piggy tails or a ponytail, I'm not sure.
That
Tutti
was a
Buttock.
joke made by
Tutti
the
Buttock,
makeup
you know.
crew. No,
How was it like?
I didn't come with any piggy tails or pigtails or anything. But I was plumpy and fat as usual. I joined as a kid. It was a great thing done by the Sri Lanka SLRC Children's Unit. It was Mrs. Anu Mavattaladeniya and Auntie Nalini at that time. They were recruiting the students from all schools of Colombo to host for the International Children's Day. And for this particular area, we there was a selection part. You were selected for interviews, and it was a task given for us to experience the whole feel of media, which is writing, reporting, and on-set camera, visual, etc. And on the first best experience, I can remember I had fever, and I got selected by accident as well, and got the mic straight. And first thing when I did the live coverage, I did with so many mistakes. And when I did it the second round, I understood, okay, this is what you have to say, because it was without a single training, and we were just thrown in with the mic. And we got the hang of it, and thereafter I was called in for news, and that's how things
the story
changed.
went on.
Yeah,
That's how Sharon mastered this whole.
Well, of course, I have to thank, it's through the programs and news presenting, because like Vas said, it's two different areas. Vas has the exposure of handling the business and the development side aspect, I suppose. And in my area, it was more on the entertainment, and that's where I got very close to the crowd by doing live shows. So music was what I did, and it was a great feeling of enlightening and enthusing the crowd.
For how long have you been in this field, Sharon?
And we're coming to my age, isn't it? No, now that I'm old, it's just that I started by the
6
age
years, I
of
think, no?
16, 17, during that time, straight after O-levels, and then main news, of course.
That was with the Lama PTA, right?
Lama, Lama News. And main news was, we commenced in the year 2006.
So, something really, matters. I was just thinking, anything unforgettable, like maybe within the past year, or of course there might be plenty, but something that comes to your mind right now.
Something unforgettable.
Something
There are a lot
unforgettable.
of
There are
things
so many incidents. I think the best incidents which I have had is the exposure, thanks to SLRC again. I believe Vas and I have been exposed to a lot of live coverage when it comes to all the main events. And my best was, I guess, the Southern Expressway opening. See, the thrill of going live there, and maybe the Hambantota port opening or whatever it is. You're speaking to your audience, and you're telling that this is the feeling that you have right now, and expressing that is something phenomenal.
And the main the unforgettable experience was actually I had the opportunity, I had the chance of doing the war news reporting from the battlefield itself, right? And I was there traveling with the.
I can remember because I called him at that time. I was like, "Are you okay?" And I can hear the gun bullet noises going at the background. I'm like, "Is that sound effects or what?"
Right, and I traveled with the 5 Division of the Sri Lanka Army. And I traveled from Mirisuville up to Pudumatale, then to Chale and all. And it was a good experience, actually, and really good experience. And would like to thank especially the current Director News, Vijay Disanayaka, for giving me that opportunity. And Amal Samant helped me a lot for that as well. And it was a good experience for me, because I don't think that Sri Lanka will ever face a war in the near future.
And no one will be able to get that experience again.
Exactly.
Well, however, Vijay also called myself and Inura to go, and we were really excited at one point. And we were like the pundits, like we didn't even tell our parents, and we got ready for the whole thing. And then after that, last minute, we thought we should tell our parents, and that's where cut down, stay back. You're not going.
Well, that was like the tense period that I went there, in fact. And
which part did you go to? Toppigala or?
No, from Pudumatale Municipal to Chale. And I myself faced like the real battles, like 4 battles. And once I could hear the landing shots as well. Right, like just landing shots as well near my ear. Whoa. And so that was a good experience.
Okay. Right. And well, that's, I think, in 2008?
2008 and 9 both.
Yeah, 8 and 9 both. So you didn't tell us how exactly did you feel like when you first performed in front of Mike?
In fact, actually, when I first read news, I was almost falling from my chair. I was kind of shivering a lot. Right, I can still remember the first mistake that I did. There was a sentence like 10,000 tins of Nestor malt milk or something like that, right? And instead of T-I-N-S, I saw it a T-O-N-S. So I said 10,000 tons of Nestor malt milk, right? Totally different meaning. So that was like the first mistake, the remembered one that I did. And the first experience I read with another female reader. And it was a good experience, and again, as I said, almost falling from my chair. I was shivering like hell.
All right, Sharon.
Sharon, you have something to tell?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, are you guys running out of questions while worrying us?
Sharon,
you made a point.
Yeah, I have more questions for us, but it's not like nice to keep.
Why you don't have questions for me?
Yeah, it's not nice to keep Sharon silent. Like people are getting up in the morning and want to watch Sharon. I mean, showing you, it's
Come
not
on.
nice. No?
I'm like there almost every day.
So Sharon, how did you feel like on your first day on news?
For me, it was from Anoma Vattaladeniya. It was Sanjeeva Bhatwata who took me in. So I got to thank him in a big way, because 1 month of dubbing scripts was the experience that I got, and doing sports news back to back for 2-3 years. And from sports news, it was just a month. From there, I was into the main news roster. So I was literally ready little by little, but the whole hang of getting the political names correct and the ministers' names correct was the biggest challenge in my hand. And pronouncing the Sinhala terms, especially when it comes to religious terms, was a tough call. So that was that. And I guess we're still learning. And even when it comes to the foreign scripts today, it's a big challenge for us to pronounce the correct pronunciation when it comes to reading the foreign scripts. So challenges come every day, and it's a matter of working on it, reading, rehearsing, and practicing.
And you should go through all these, there are when it comes to internet, right? It's always better to spend something like 20 minutes or half an hour in the morning going through all these news web portals and update yourself, because it's always better, and especially if someone is aspiring to be like a news reader, it's always better to get yourself updated with the latest technologies available, especially when it comes to news, because nowadays it's not news media, it's called new media. Right, so in that sense, you need to update yourself, because we are living in an era where even Sri Lanka is moving forward, and the world is has become a challenging place to each and everyone. So in that sense, it's always better to be updated and should move forward with the latest innovations and technologies available.
So since you have won this award for 2 consecutive years, so how has it been like winning it for the second time amidst all those big names in the industry?
Yes, in fact, actually, I'm not a big name in the industry.
No, I'm talking about like amidst all those big names.
Yes, it's a challenge, and as Sharon mentioned, the challenge is not to win awards, actually, to keep the standards and to move forward. That's like the biggest thing. right? I mean, we may win awards today, we may lose awards tomorrow, but you should maintain your standards, you should maintain your policies, and when it comes to especially the program presentation and news reading, and the standards should be maintained right throughout in your career. I mean, if by the time that you remember, I mean, that you come to know that you can't maintain your standards, better to give up your job and to stay back, right? So it's always, you should maintain your standards. That's like the biggest challenge. Not just winning awards. Awards are there to recognize your service and like the career, but to maintain standards is like the utmost thing, isn't it, Sharon?
Yep, and totally
Sharon,
agree.
we have a call online.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Very
Good
good
morning.
morning to you.
Yes, Awaz and Sharon. Then I would like to wish my congratulations for your award.
Thank you.
More and more awards, maybe good future. Wish all the best, Sharon and Awaz.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
One
you very
last
much,
question, Sharon.
yeah.
One last question. What are the comments from your friends, or maybe you randomly meet people on the road and say, "Oh, Sharon, hey, how are you? Look, that's something like that."
I don't-
Sharon, like
yeah.
we're caught with time, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So I'll keep it short.
keep it
But I
short.
want to quickly touch up to what Vas said. You need to create your own style without just copying everyone else's, and that's where you can create a difference. And linking up to what you asked, I think that's why I was created, getting close to the fans by doing something different, and that's why they go gaga. In other words, when they see me.
Okay.
And finally, in fact, before we wrap up, as we are running out of time, big thank you to the director, Channel I, and to the
Channel I.
producer, and big thank you to our parents, members of the family. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vas.
And
Thank
thank
you
you
very much
to both of you
Sharon,
as well.
and thank you very much, Vas, for waking up early morning and
You
waking
welcome.
up. Yeah, and Sharon, and it has been an immense pleasure working with you. I've been knowing Vas for almost since I joined Rupavahini back in year 2008. So even Sharon. So it's time for us to wrap things up on Tuesday's edition of Rise and Shine. Well, have yourself a great day ahead of you. Take care. Bye bye.